What do you mean, Pooja? Class on way or not? All right, anyway. So yeah, adjectives are basically describing words, okay, which describe a noun or two. So if I tell you that, I bought a pretty dress yesterday from the mall. Okay, so now I'm describing to you how the dress is, okay, and I'm saying that it is a very pretty dress that I've brought. So that I've bought. So pretty is my adjective here. All right. Now if I tell you, now if I'm comparing this dress with the dress that my sister bought. Okay, so we both went shopping yesterday to the mall, and she and I, we both bought two different dresses. All right, one she bought for herself, and one I bought. Okay, and now I'm comparing both our dresses. Okay, and I tell you that I my dress is prettier than my sister's. Okay, मेरी dress मेरी बहन की dress से ज़्यादा सुंदर है. My dress is prettier. Okay, prettier. Okay, so now this prettier is again an adjective, but now it is an adjective in its comparative form. Okay, so we have three levels. One is the basic adjective, which is pretty. Okay, but when I'm comparing it with another thing, okay, when I'm making the comparison between two things, so it changes to its comparative level. Okay, and which is why I say prettier. All right, but when the comparison is being done at a mass level, at a greater level, where let's say I compare the dress I bought to everybody else's dresses, okay, and I say the dress I bought is the prettiest. Okay, मतलब जो मैंने खरीदी है वही सबसे सुंदर है. So now I'm comparing my dress to everybody else's dresses. Okay, everybody else who shopped yesterday, and I'm saying that the one I bought is the prettiest. Okay, so now this is superlative degree of the adjective. All right, but in this lesson our focus is just going to be on comparative form. All right. Yes, Sachi, very good. Comparative, not competitive. Comparative. You're comparing comparative and superlative. Okay. Pooja, what did you not understand? I just explained everything in detail. So, like, look at the example here, okay? Taller than. Now, if I give you another example, and if I tell you, okay, so first the base level, the basic adjective is tall, okay? So now I'll tell you that my brother is very tall, okay? Now very tall, or my brother is tall, okay? So now here tall is the adjective, right? I'm telling you that my brother is tall, okay? Now when I'm comparing my brother to my father, and I tell you that my brother is taller than my father, so now I'm comparing both their heights, right? I'm comparing my brother's height to my father's height, and I'm telling you that my brother is taller than my father. Okay, so now here taller is my comparative adjective, and we always make comparison by adding this comparative adjective, comparative degree of the adjective, followed by than. Okay. All right, and so yeah, this is comparative degree. Okay, and always in comparative degree the comparison is only done between two things. Okay, if it is more than two things that you're comparing, the object of comparison is for more than two things. Okay, like let's say if I compare my brother's height to everybody else's height in my family, now the comparison level is greater, right? It's not just two people anymore. Now I'm comparing his height to the entire family members' height, right? So now in this case, it will be different, right? Now I will tell you that my brother is the tallest in the family. Okay. All right. To everybody who is new here, please attentively and carefully try to understand whatever is being explained to you. Okay. Stop writing I'm new or hi or hello in the chat box. Try to understand, try to grasp everything that is being explained because based on this explanation, you will have to do a few exercises now. Okay, fill in the blanks and other exercises. So stop writing in the chat box. Try to understand what I'm explaining. Okay. All right, so this is now when we are making comparison, okay, that in comparative degree, that my brother is taller than my father, my dress is prettier than my friend's dress, okay, my dress is prettier, my mother cooks, my mother's cooking skills are better than my sister's, okay. Now in this case, I'm comparing both their cooking skills, right? All right. Okay. And when we are making it in negative, the comparison that, like now if I tell you, now I've already told you that my brother is taller than my father. So what can be the opposite of this? I can also say that my father is not as tall as my brother. They both have the same meaning, right? My father is not as tall as my brother would mean कि मेरे पिता मेरे भाई जितने लंबे नहीं हैं. Okay, so not as tall as, not as pretty as, not as good as. Okay, so now whenever we are putting anything in negative, the adjective will be in its base form. Okay, in its basic form. Now here I will not say my father is not as taller as my brother. That will be wrong. Okay, so in negative, when we are saying something using not, the adjective will be in its base form, okay, and not in its comparative degree. All right, now we'll come to exercises. Okay, for everybody who were busy writing something in the chat box, it is your loss. You should have.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening, Sachi.
Ma'am, as tall as means conjunction as tall as always used in not.
No, there is no. If you're saying not as tall as, that just means that कि वो उसके जितना नहीं है. You understand Hindi?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah. But if I tell you that my brother is as tall as my father, that means both of them are equally tall. Both of them have the same height. Okay.
If comparing someone else to as I use not.
Yeah, if you're making a negative comparison, okay, that she like if I tell you that she's not as pretty as her mom, वो अपनी माँ जितनी सुंदर नहीं है, okay. But if I say she's as pretty as her mom, that means that both mother and daughter are equally pretty. You get it?
Yeah, ma'am. If I make positive sentences, can I use, ma'am?
Can you use what?
As adjective as.
Yeah, then you can. If whatever comparison you're making, and something is not greater or not lower, but it is balanced, it is equal, then you can use as dash as this. Okay? Like, and between both the as, there will be you would require base form of the adjective. Okay, like if I tell you that the sky is as clear as it was yesterday. Okay, आज भी आसमान उतना ही साफ है जितना कल था. Okay, you get it?
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Okay, now let's come to exercises. First fill in the blank says, my brother is tall. No. I mean, yeah, okay. As clear as crystal. Okay, fine. All right. Anyway, coming back to exercise, my brother is tall. My sister is dash than my brother. Okay, now we're comparing the heights of brother and sister, and we are saying that my sister is dash than my brother. So what will we say first? My sister is tall than my brother. My sister is taller than my brother. My sister is not as tall than my brother, or my sister is as tall as than my brother. Also, I don't want anybody to write answers in the chat box, okay? I will move the slide and then I want you to select your option, okay? None of you will write any answer in the chat box. So the correct answer here is the second option. Okay, my sister is taller. मेरी बहन मेरे भाई से ज़्यादा लंबी है. My sister is taller than my brother. Next, the music was loud at the party. The music at my friend's place was dash. Party में music काफी loud था. मेरी friend के यहाँ पे music और ज़्यादा loud था. Okay, first, the music at my friend's place was as loud as the music at my friend's place was loudly, louder, or loudest. Now you're comparing the music, the volume of the music at the party and at the friend's place, right? And you're saying that the music at your friend's place was even louder than it was at the party, right? So comparison is being done only between two things, right? So louder. Next, her voice is sweet but dash my sisters. उसकी आवाज मीठी है पर मेरी बहन जितनी नहीं. Okay. First, her voice is sweet but not as sweet as my sisters. Second, but not sweeter my sisters. Third, but not sweet my sisters. Or last, but not sweetly my sisters. Now you're making a negative comparison. Okay. So what will you say? Not as sweet as my sisters, which basically means that, my sister's voice is sweeter than hers, right? They both mean the same thing, right? Just that here we are saying it in negative. Her voice is sweet, but not as sweet as my sister's. Or I can simply just say my sister's voice is sweeter than hers. Okay. Next, Zoya is clever. Clever means smart, intelligent. Okay. Zoya is clever. Ali is dash Zoya. Okay. First, Ali is clever. Zoya. Second, Ali is less clever than Zoya. Third, Ali is less clever Zoya. Or last, Ali is cleverest Zoya. Now here again we are saying कि Zoya clever है पर Ali Zoya से कम clever है. Okay. So how will we say that? Ali is less clever than Zoya. Okay. Ali Zoya से कम होशियार है. Okay. So when something, now even here we are comparing both their cleverness, right? And we are saying that, Ali is not as clever as Zoya, right? Or we are saying Ali is less clever than her. Okay. So when something is not at a greater degree, it is at a lesser degree. So we say that using this, okay? Like if I tell you that my friend's dress is less pretty than mine. Okay. So now even here we will use the base root of the adjective. I will not say my friend's dress is less prettier. My friend's dress is less pretty, okay, than mine. All right. See here. Now they say that ऐसी चीजें जो एक समान बराबर हो उनके लिए हम as dash as का इस्तेमाल करते हैं. Okay, this I already explained when I was clearing Sachi's doubt. When the ratio or when whatever we are comparing, that comparison is like if I'm comparing again, I give you the example of the heights of my brother and my father, right? And now if I want to say that both of them are equally tall, let's say both of them are 5'10", okay, 5'10". Both of them have the same height. Then I will say that my father is as tall as my brother, or my brother is as tall as my father. Okay, it means the same thing. All right. So that's exactly what they are saying here. Yeah, I already explained that, but for somebody who might have missed it, I'm repeating it. Okay. So look at the examples: as loud as, you are as loud as your sister. Okay. Or you are as tall as your father. You are as clever as a fox. Okay. तुम एक लोमड़ी जितने चालाक हो. Okay. All right. Let's do a few exercises on this. Dev is dash Ram. Okay. First, Dev is as fast as Ram. Second, Dev is faster Ram. Third, Dev is fast Ram, or Dev is as fast Ram. So the correct answer is the first option. Okay. Dev is as fast as Ram. That means both Dev and Ram are equally fast. Okay. Now, if I wanted to compare, then it is important. We've already learned that we use the comparative degree of the adjective followed by than, right? THAN. So if I wanted to compare, I could have said that, Dev is taller, or Dev is faster than Ram. Okay. Or Dev is less fast than Ram. Okay. Than is important. Next, she speaks dash her father. Okay. First, she speaks as sweet, her father. Second, she speaks sweetly, her father. Next, she speaks as sweetly as her father, or she speaks sweeter, her father. So here, sweetly is not an adjective. Okay, sweetly is an adverb. We are describing the verb. How does she speak? She speaks sweetly. Okay. So whenever you're describing a verb, an action, it is an adverb and not an adjective. Okay. Adjectives only describe a noun, while adverbs describe a verb. Okay. So she speaks as sweetly as her father. Okay. Next, Jaipur is dash Delhi. First, Jaipur is not cold Delhi. Second, Jaipur is colder Delhi. No, Jeffy, we can't say sweet here because sweet is an adjective and sweetly, on the other hand, is an adverb. Okay, and we are describing the action of her action of speaking. How she speaks. She speaks very sweetly. You won't ever tell somebody that you speak very sweet. You will say you speak very sweetly, right? Or you talk very sweetly. You will not say you talk very sweet. We can say you are very sweet. But if we are describing their action, then we will use an adverb, right? So that's the difference. Or we can say your friend is very sweet, or your t-shirt is very sweet, or whatever. It has to be a noun basically. All right. So second, Jaipur is colder Delhi. Third, Jaipur is not as colder as Delhi. Or last, Jaipur is not as cold as Delhi. Jaipur Delhi jitna thanda nahi hai. Now this is negative again. So the last option is correct here. Jaipur is not as cold as Delhi. Okay, negative comparison. Which means Jaipur is not as cold as Delhi, which means what? Delhi is colder than Jaipur, right? Okay, now it says संज्ञाओं के बीच समानता दिखाने के लिए as much plus the uncountable noun as. Okay, like borrow as much money as you can. जितने पैसे मांग सकते हो उतने मांग लो. Okay, so whenever we have an uncountable noun, okay, now money cannot be counted, right? You can count rupee, you can count dollars, you can count currency, but money as a noun can't be counted, right? I can't ask you to get me 10 money or get me 20 money. I can get ask you to get me $20 or 20 rupees, right? So that is why all the nouns which are uncountable, we describe them by saying, that like if I ask you that, I want as much I want as much sugar in my I want as much sugar in my tea as possible. Okay, so जितनी चीनी हो सके उतनी चीनी मेरी चाय में डाल देना. Okay, and on the other hand, with as many is always used with countable noun. Okay, something an object or a person which can be counted. Okay, so like if I tell you that there were as many people uh, as or look at the example here. Try to invite as many people as possible. उतनों को न्योता दे दो. All right. So as many people as possible. All right. Now people is countable, right? Which is why you can count the number of people. Which is why we're using many with it. Okay. Let's try to do a few exercises on this. Now the Hindi sentence says मैं जितनी दुकानों पर जा सकता था गया. Okay. First, now shops. Okay, shops is our noun, plural noun. Now shops is countable or uncountable? It is countable, right? You can count the number of shops in your neighborhood or in your town or in your city. So first option, I went to as much shops as I could. Second, I will go to as many shops as I can. Third, I went to as many shops as I could. Or last, I went to as more shops as I could. Now we already know that this is an action done in the past. Okay. So the correct answer is the third option. I went to as many shops as I could. I told you it is from past tense, and I also told you that the noun which is being compared here is countable. Okay, which is why the third option is correct. I went to as many shops as I could. All right, next, मैं जितनी चाय ला सकता था ले आया. Okay, first, I brought as much tea as I could. Second, I brought as I could. Third, I bought, मैंने खरीदी as much tea as I could. Or last, I brought as tea as I could. Now, tea is an uncountable noun, right? You don't ask anybody that you get me 2 tea or you get me 4 tea. You have a measuring unit for it, right? You ask them for 2 cups of tea or 3 glasses of tea. Okay, but you don't say 2 tea or 3 tea. So what is the correct option here? Considering tea is an uncountable noun. All right, so the first option is correct here. I brought as much tea as I could. All right, now it says as much or as many संज्ञाओं के साथ भी इस्तेमाल किया जा सकता है. Okay. Brought means लाना और bought मतलब खरीदना. Okay. Brought is the past tense of bring and bought is the past tense of buy. Okay. I buy vegetables. He brings a lot of gifts whenever he comes back from a trip. Okay. Bringing something, buying something from the market. You get the difference between the two now? Don't get confused. Brought and bought have two very different meanings. All right. So now it says संज्ञाओं के साथ भी सकते हैं. Okay. So as much or as many can also be used with nouns like drink as much milk as you can. Okay. उतना दूध पियो जितना जितना दूध पी सकते हो उतना पी लो. Okay. Now this is something which we've already done. We know that as much is used with uncountable nouns and as many is used with countable nouns. All right. Next exercise, fill in the blank. You won't get these strawberries anywhere, so eat dash you can. Now, strawberries can be counted, right? You can keep a count on the number of strawberries that you're eating. So, what will we say? First, so eat many you can. Second, so eat much you can. Third, so eat as much you can. Or last, so eat as many as you can. Now, strawberry is a countable noun. So the last option is correct here. So eat as many strawberries as you can. Okay. Next, आप जितनी कोशिश कर सकते हो करो. First, try as much as you can, or second, try as many as you can. Now, try as a noun is uncountable, right? So what will we say here? Try as much as it is almost like, eat as much as you can. You can't count eating, right? Okay. All right. Any doubts, anybody? I want hands raised from only those people who have any doubt. Dupendra Singh, you have a doubt? Hello. Hello. Okay, yes, Deepak.
Yes, ma'am.
You raised your hand. Do you have any doubt? If you don't, it is okay. All right, yes, Deepak.
हाँ मैडम, मुझे डाउट था. पहला एक कैनकुड वार वुड का जो लेसन था ना, वो क्यों नहीं चला था? 3038 का कुछ एरर आ रहा था मैडम.
Sorry, what?
पहला लेसन था ना कैनकुड का, आपका पहला लेसन.
Yes.
ये लेसन के बारे में नहीं बोल रहा हूँ. पहला अपना ये था ना, क्लास था ना कैनकुड के बारे में.
Yes.
वो नहीं कर रहा था मोबाइल में, कुछ पता नहीं चला.
वो क्या था मोबाइल में?
3038 का ऐसे एरर दिखा रहा था कुछ.
Okay, there might have been some issue with the link or something. It is okay.
तो मैडम जो कैसा वो फिर से वो ये करने का पढ़ने करे तो क्या कर सकते हो मैडम?
आप हेल्पलाइन नंबर ऐप पे होगा, आप उनको कांटेक्ट कर सकते हो.
क्योंकि आपने गूगल अपना हेलो इंग्लिश के ऊपर लाइव लेसन है, उसमें नहीं वो मिल नहीं सकता क्या इसका कल के डेट में?
क्या चीज मिल नहीं सकता?
वो
जो
क्या?
लेसन?
हाँ, लेसन.
नहीं, आपको वो लेसन मिल जाएगा. if you go on Hello English Facebook page or you go on the YouTube page, you will find the lesson from today which you missed, so you can go through that video. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay ma'am, thank you ma'am.
Okay, all right, people. All right, Sandeepa, do you have a doubt too? Because I saw you raise your hand. Hello? Hello, Sangeeta, can you hear me? All right, fine. Yes, Pooja.
Yes, ma'am, I can said something. Who is asking about app like live? So he will be open it live. Like here is your picture, ma'am. So if he click there, so
Wait, what are you talking about? I don't understand at all. What are you talking
uh,
about?
I am talking about that person who is come right now before some few minutes. He
Oh,
asks,
Deepak?
I don't know name ma'am. वो जो कह रहा था ना हिंदी में जो who is speaking Hindi.
Who spoke in Hindi? Who just Deepak who told me that he couldn't join the class.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yes.
So when he will go there, your pic here is live. So he will click there. So he will join immediately.
No, he was saying that he was being shown some error 303, which is why
Yes,
he
ma'am.
couldn't.
That's way added because your today your class is 7 o'clock. So that time is not no. You had not come in 7 class. You come other class. So that's way error is come. You understand? I can Hindi, ma'am, please.
Okay.
7 बजे वाली जो क्लास थी उसमें आप आए नहीं, आप 8 बजे वाली क्लास में आ गए, लेकिन उस टाइम 7 बजे हुए थे तो सबने 7 बजे किया तो एरर दिखा रहा था उस टाइम। अगर वो सीधा आपकी जो पिक बनी हुई है लाइव पे, अगर उस पे क्लिक करेंगे तो उस टाइम जो भी क्लास चल रही होगी आप उसे अटेंड कर सकते हो।
Okay. Okay. But I took my 7 o'clock class.
No, ma'am, I already done that class, but you are not there. You are attend 8 o'clock class.
No, but I was part of the 7 o'clock class too. I took the class. You were there. You were also there for the 7 o'clock class, right?
Yes, ma'am, but after many 5 minutes I will come because I collect उस टाइम मैंने एरर पकड़ लिया था ना तो मैं ज्वाइन हो पाई, अगर मैं एरर नहीं पकड़ती तो नहीं हो पाती।
Okay, fine. All
Yes.
right. Okay, I hope that helped you, Deepak, or if you were listening to what Pooja just tried to explain. All right, I get it. There might have been some error. All right. How can you remove hesitation? So, in order to remove hesitation, you need to do exactly that what you hesitate from. Okay, so if your hesitation comes from, speaking in English, then you speak a lot in English so that you stop hesitating. All right. So what you can do is a basic habit which I suggest to everybody: just read out loud an English newspaper, whatever English newspaper you get at your home. If you don't get an English newspaper, subscribe to one. Okay, and whenever you wake up, just take the newspaper and spend 10-15 minutes standing in front of the mirror and reading out the news in English. Whatever whatever pronunciation you're not sure of, have some apps downloaded in your mobile, okay, where you can check pronunciation and you can check the meaning of the word in them too. Google has its own pronunciation app, and it also has, dictionary too. So just Googling stuff will also be more than enough. Okay, try to do this exercise every day, and you will definitely see improvement in you. All right. Anybody else? Any doubt? Okay. It's all right. I understand quite a few of you couldn't join the 7 p.m. class. Okay. I guess you all can write a mail to Hello English. Okay. You know the email ID premium@helloenglish.com. Okay. You can write that there is some technical issue, or you can even write to them on Facebook. Okay. So, yeah, whatever way you find comfortable. Yes, Anu, it is okay if you find yourself getting nervous or getting scared when you have to speak. Done enough of it, right? If I ask you to speak in Hindi, would you be scared, or would you think you wouldn't be confident speaking in Hindi or whatever your native language is? You won't, because you have been speaking in it for a very long time now. Okay, English is new, which is why English is new for you, which is why you feel nervous or you feel lack of confidence in you. Okay, so to gain that confidence, do more of that. All right, so that it balances out. All right. So yeah, if speaking is a problem, then you need to exactly speak more. Yeah. All right. You should also practice that newspaper reading exercise. Okay. You will see an improvement in you, and you will also see confidence in you, which is why the entire thing of standing in front of the mirror and reading it out loud, you will see confidence, uh, growing inside you when you do that exercise. Okay, stand confidently in front of the mirror and have the newspaper in your hands and read out everything that you see. Okay, line by line. Okay, yes, Rohit.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Rohit.
Ma'am, how to use word much and many?
Sorry.
Ma'am, many
Huh?
और much word का use कब कर सकते हैं? Anytime.
Did you not listen to me when I was explaining that? You came and you joined late. All right, I'll just explain you very briefly. Much is used when you're describing an uncountable noun, okay? And many is used when you're describing a countable noun, something which can actually be counted. So if I tell you that, like if I tell you that, there is not enough time left for you to write now, okay? अब इतना टाइम नहीं बचा है कि तुम काफी कुछ लिख सको. So just quickly write as much as possible in your exam. जितना ज्यादा हो सके उतना लिखो एग्जाम में. Okay, so now I'm using as much as possible for writing. Okay, writing is not something which you can count, right? Okay. So it is an uncountable noun. So write as much as possible. Actually, in this case, writing is not even a noun; it is a verb. Okay, but we use many for something which can be counted. Like if I tell you that
many shops just like.
So all of these are always used with as dash as this. Okay, so like if I tell you that there were as many problems as you could there were as many problems as you could expect. जितना सोच सकते थे या जितनी उम्मीद कर सकते थे उतनी ही प्रॉब्लम्स थी. Okay, there were as many problems as expected during the concert. Okay, so that just means that काफी सारी problems थी and concert सही नहीं गया. Okay, that is all.
Okay.
All right, so for today's class, okay. No, Sachi, this is not correct. As many shops, first of all, shops, okay, not singular noun shop. As I can go there, no. There were as many shops. So you're comparing here something, all right? So maybe you can say there were as many shops as you could. There were as many shops as there are just take the name of some other place, okay? Like this mall has as many stores as the previous mall, okay? Or this mall has as many stores as the mall which we last went to. इस मॉल में उतनी ही दुकानें हैं जितनी उस मॉल में थी जिसमें हम पिछली बार गए थे, okay? And there is a WhatsApp group, okay, already of a few people, all right, where they do practice all of these what is learned in the class. We have Sanjay, can you add a few people on that WhatsApp group? We don't have Silly in the class anymore. Otherwise, I used to give her the duty of it. I work out as much as possible, or I exercise as much as possible. Workout and exercise, they both have the same meaning. So you don't have to repeat the same thing, okay? Create a WhatsApp group of your own, okay? Hello English doesn't do any such thing where you have to exchange your numbers with each other, okay? Because this can be potentially risky also. Sharing your mobile number and other details with strangers, okay? So Hello English doesn't do anything like it. You guys can create a WhatsApp group of your own, all right? Sandeepa, I have no idea about WhatsApp groups, okay? All of you people who want to have a WhatsApp group, why don't you collectively make one for yourself where you can practice and, maybe have discussions. So yeah, what I can do is I'm going to exit the class now and I'll only exit it for myself. So maybe rest of you can just use this space quickly to discuss. Yeah, okay, fine. Intikhab can create a WhatsApp group. You all can share your number with him. But again, I'm already cautioning you that sharing your number with people you don't even know can be risky. Okay? All right, fine then. Thank you all.